Hello everyone, welcome to the Fantasy Sports Review News Center. I'm Amanda Walker with your official NFL news update. I hope you all had a safe and happy Halloween and enjoyed all the games last weekend. And now on to this week's top news stories. Randy Moss of the Vikings and formerly of the Patriots is now a Tennessee Titan. Moss, who will play on his third team this season, is experiencing a shortage of catches and touchdowns this season. And with Vince Young throwing him the football, his fantasy value takes a spike. Antonio Gates, who has been hobbled by toe and ankle injuries, is experiencing swelling in his right foot. Gates, who leads all tight ends in touchdowns this season, will be questionable going into his game at Houston. Robbie's favorite running back in the NFL, Beanie Wells of the Arizona Cardinals, was limited in practice this week with swelling in his right knee. The versatile back may miss his third game this season against the Vikings. Deshaun Jackson of the Eagles cleared his medical test and appears to be ready against the Colts this weekend. Jackson, who took a huge hit to the head 2 weeks ago, should be a must-start in all fantasy formats. The big bye week features 6 of the more mediocre teams in the NFL, including our Washington Redskins. In addition, key players from the Denver Broncos, Jacksonville Jaguars, St. Louis Rams, San Francisco 49ers, and Tennessee Titans. So if you have Kyle Orton, No Sean Marino, or Brandon Lloyd of the Broncos, Maurice Jones-Drew of the Jaguars, Sam Bradford and Steven Jackson of the Rams, Frank Gore from the 49ers, and Chris Johnson or Randy Moss from the Titans. Make sure to move all those guys to your bench and find better options. And lastly, do not forget that this week is the Breeders' Cup World Championship of Horse Racing. There are 2 huge days of races with the biggest payouts you will ever see on any given day in horse racing. This year's championships will be held at Churchill Downs, so stay tuned later in the broadcast for the Fantasy Sports Review picks. Thank you for joining me in the Fantasy Sports Review News Center. I'm Amanda Walker. Now back to Phil and Robbie in the studio.